Hello, my name is Nisa Pisa, and welcome back to my channel. Today is Oscars Sunday, which is like the Super Bowl for people for whom Letterboxd is LinkedIn. Despite that having just been said, I'm actually not gonna talk about like Oscars movies or actors or directors in this video at the risk of it becoming super esoteric. I promise I'm not trying to guilt trip people with this. I understand that like creators' content draws different audiences depending on what it is, but the fact that this video isn't a window shopping already puts it at like a significant disadvantage of anybody caring about it, which is fine. Like, you know, I don't care. I'm gonna make what I want to make when I make it, because I'm the CEO of this company, Nisi Pisa Incorporated. But you know, I don't want to alienate anybody. So instead I'm going to talk about loneliness. I'm going to an Oscars watch party at a bookstore cafe this evening, and I'm going by myself, which of course, even though I do stuff by myself a lot because I am alone most of the time, I'm used to. But because this is like a party, even though it's a party to watch something, which is basically like just going to the movies, which I do by myself all the time, I feel a way about it. It's not really anyone's fault. It's just that my only other friend who cares as much about movies as I do already has plans to watch the Oscars. So it's, you know, it's just what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm wearing tonight, which is like a significant detriment to the, you know, flow state of this video. The RSVP page for the Oscars party at Trident Bookstore. I don't know why I'm being cagey about it. It's not like I live next door to it. It's a very popular place. It's on Newbury Street in Boston. I've interviewed to work there 2 times and have never gotten hired. The RSVP page said dress to impress, which is advice that normal people can take and come up with something great. But for me, for a stylish girl like me, for someone with such an elegant personal sense of flair like I have, dress to impress could mean literally anything. I impress with whatever I'm dressed in. I'm very beautiful and my legs are 100 kilometers long. I've realized recently that I need to be friendlier to my non-American audience, which is just British people and like a small handful of Germans. 63% of my audience is based in the United States, 7.8% in the United Kingdom, 6.2% in Canada, and 3.1% in Australia, and 1.9% in Germany. Aww. Hallo an alle Deutschen. Ich liebe eure Land. Ich habe einmal in Nürnberg sehr leckeres Schweinfleisch gegessen. So anyway, dressing to impress is kind of risky for me because I don't want to overdress, especially if I'm going to this event by myself, because I don't want to look like a total freak. I'm always scared of getting yelled at. And I think out of an extension of that, I'm scared of attracting any attention to myself whatsoever, because what if it's bad attention and what if I get yelled at? For my entire life, I've had very serious getting yelled at phobia. It led to me being like a really committed rule follower when I was a young child, because kids who didn't follow the rules got yelled at, which was the worst thing that could happen to a person as far as 10-year-old me was concerned. I think I'm gonna start using eyeshadow on my eyes at this moment in time. And I'm thinking maybe I will do the most boring thing I can possibly can to maximize my outfit potential. If my eyes are just pretty but not actually interesting, I can wear anything. This is just like a neutral taupe that I wear pretty much every day. I think it's from Kaleidos initially. It looks like so. I don't have a complex about going places alone when it's a place where the expectation is that I'm not going to be socializing with people. I go to the movies by myself a lot. I go shopping by myself. I go to the library. I go to museums. In an event like this, where people are going to be like mingling in their little groups, am I going to look like a total loser? Maybe, but really I'm just going because I don't have cable, so how else am I going to watch the Oscars? It's very important to me that I watch Conclave win Best Picture, and all of the actors in Conclave win all of the awards they're nominated for, because Conclave is the best movie that's ever been released in the history of filmmaking. We all know this, and everyone has accepted it, so there's no reason to keep talking about it. We're popping the biggest bottles when Isabella Rossellini wins Best Supporting Actress tonight. I also have to make sure that Emilia Perez loses every award that it's nominated for. I said I wasn't gonna talk about the Oscar movies, and I'm not. But that's why I have to go to the Oscars watch party at Trident. I can't allow for a delay. I can't learn about these things secondhand through Twitter like I do for everything else I learn about, like US news and celebrity deaths. I don't know. I guess I've just been feeling kind of morose recently. Nothing has happened to me, and actually I have a lot to look forward to. The first breaths of spring are blowing softly. She said jokingly, it's so windy, that's why I'm wearing my hair back, across the great Commonwealth of Massachusetts, which means I can finally start dressing again. Actually, I dress well all the time. It's not like I need warm weather to dress well, but it does mean that I can wear my ballet flats again, my little washable Rothy's, which I love so much. My best friend is visiting from France for her birthday in April, which is gonna be so wonderful. And then I'm going back to Paris to visit her in August. I haven't been to France in the summer since I was a teenager. And back then, I was with my mom, and I was also 15, so I couldn't exactly like have a wild and crazy summer trip to Paris like I can now as a 50-year-old woman. So by the time this trip happens, I will have had my birthday already. So I will have turned 31, which is basically 35, which is basically 40, which is basically 50, which is basically dead. That's another thing to look forward to. My birthday is this month, now that it's March. My birthday's in 2 weeks, which actually probably is contributing to my melancholy. As a woman, I'm always kind of sad on and around my birthday. I don't really know why. It's not like my life has gotten worse in any material way as I've gotten older. I'm more beautiful now than ever. I'm smarter now than ever. My relationship with my mother, which is the most important single thing in my life, is better now than it's ever been. I have a cute little apartment with lots of little pillows in it. I have a package from IKEA coming with a stuffed orca in it, which is, you know, the most important acquisition a woman can buy. I'm gonna put like a dark brown, you know, outer corners. You've watched a YouTube makeup video before, but which dark brown? Anyway, I don't know why I'm sad. I'm sad about nothing, which is the worst thing to be sad about. So these are my options. This is the palette where I keep my matte eyeshadows that I've depotted, which is most of them. Mostly because you can't really see my palette set up. Over here is where I keep all of my eyeshadow palettes. Fortunately for me, every makeup brand that has ever sent me PR has stopped. So all of my eyeshadow is just stuff that I willingly and intentionally buy because I'm not a beauty vlogger anymore. But this is what I've got, and I store it all here. And a lot of times when I pull palettes out from this side, I knock over this box that I absolutely insist on having on top of here for some reason. And this is a really important box because I keep wires in it, including the stupid little dongle I have to use to connect anything with a USB to my ass MacBook because Apple took out the USB drive. And when I tell you this was $19, and I could have just bought a Windows computer, but I didn't want to. I wanted another MacBook like I've had for my whole life. So is it really Apple's fault or is it mine? So that's why I like having my eyeshadows in here, because then I don't have to risk knocking this box over. I don't want to go too dark. The eyeshadow I used is kind of cooler toned, but it's also extraordinarily neutral, so I can kind of just do whatever. This brown in the center, which is from Midas Cosmetics, I think, probably. That could be a good option, or I might just disregard everything I just said and go into an old favorite. This is the Riviera palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and there's a really nice matte brown in here called Palm that I quite like, and I think I'm gonna use that. You know what's so, going back to birthday melancholy, this palette was a birthday present from my mom like 6 years ago. And whenever I look at it, I get kind of sad because it reminds me of my birthday. What is that? That's so dumb, isn't it? It's not even like I'm turning a big age like I was last year. Last year I turned 30 and boy howdy, I had a lot of emotions about it because you have to as a woman. Your 30th birthday is really hyped up as like a watershed moment in your life. Really, the ending of your life, depending on who you ask. Which is so silly because like, I don't think that 30 or 31 is old. It's older than I've been before. And it's certainly older than a lot of the people that I see where I spend most of my time, which is on social media. Bad, but also like, what else am I gonna do? It's Massachusetts. It hurts outside. The air hurts. It's just starting not to hurt. Where else am I gonna go other than TikTok? I don't think being 30 is old. And the reason why is because I always think about it in the sense of like, if I lost that amount of money, how mad would I be about it? If I wasted $30, I'd be like kind of okay with it, you know? If I wasted $75, I'd be pissed off. Another more macabre way to think about it is like if you found out that somebody died and you heard the age that they died at, would you be like, oh my God, they died in the prime of their life. They were so young. 30? Yeah. 112? Yeah. If you're like a lobster or a sea turtle. I've been thinking about the ocean a lot. I read a tweet or perhaps a TikTok. I read some sort of post on social media a while ago where a person had been out at a place with touch tunes, which is like a jukebox that I think you use your phone to buy songs for. I don't really know. I don't ever go out at night, so I've never experienced it personally. But the sister played, somebody's bawling outside. The sister purchased 5 plays of the song Rock Lobster by the band the B-52s, which amounts to about 35 straight minutes of the song Rock Lobster. And I think the sister got like kicked out of the bar, which is so crazy to me because Rock Lobster is a really delightful song. It's a really great tune. I like it. I like it more than Love Shack, to be quite honest. I think Rock Lobster is more fun because at the end of the song, they just start naming sea creatures and then making sound effects. It's awesome. I do like sea creatures. You can't really tell, what am I talking about? I have a lot of decor based around octopuses. Let me just, what's in my background here is a tapestry I bought from a seller on Society 6 with an octopus. I also have a smaller tapestry right up there that's a different octopus. And I have a third piece of wall decor in a different room that is also an octopus. I also have whales on the wall. I have 2 different rugs in my apartment that have an octopus on them. I have this stuffed octopus that I go to bed with every night. I like to like kind of rest my head on his head, and then I sort of like wrap my hands in his tentacles, and that's how I go to sleep at night. Octopi are my favorite sea creature. I appreciate their intelligence and also how weird looking they are, because those are also traits that I have. My second favorite is definitely orcas, because they remind me of tuxedo cats. And also they're like badass. I don't know. Aging is a really boring thing to talk about, especially because I've already made 3 videos about it. What do I look like right now? Oh, great heavens. Things are getting a little dark on my eyes. Let's lighten things up with some sparkle. I saw this girl on TikTok who makes content about dating, specifically how emotionally draining it is for her. And I tend not to watch videos about dating because I find them to be deeply uninteresting. I don't actually care to hear about a bad date that some woman went on. I could be watching videos about orcas or octopuses or someone getting stuck in a cave underground or train collisions or quite literally any other topic. I don't care. If I wanted to engage with stories about dating, I would just go on dates and make those stories. And I don't, because I honestly, it's such a nuisance, dating. It's just such a time suck. It's like, I'm not even worried about being mistreated by men. I'll mistreat them first. I don't care. I just love my routine of sitting in my apartment on Sporkle, or doing a crossword puzzle, or baking a cookie, or 15. I have a lot of stuff that I like doing. And like, yeah, I also want like a romantic partner, but I think I have this delusional belief that they'll just like materialize in my life at some point, which they might. That totally happens to people. Why not me? Why do I have to try? Because if you think about it, like if I just follow this path of delusion, there are a lot of really great things about me and my life that have happened with no input from me whatsoever. I naturally have like a pleasant singing voice. I don't know any music theory. I've never had any sort of vocal training whatsoever. I just can carry a tune quite well. God, in their wisdom, being non-binary. I don't know why I said that. No, it's true. I said it now, so it's true. Decided to give me that ability. I was also, through no fault or effort of my own, made very tall and beautiful looking because of said height. Through pure serendipity, I was given a wonderful mother. That's another great thing about my life. Why, if I have those wonderful things, would I not believe that it's possible for wonderful things to come into my life without me exerting any effort whatsoever? If it's worked thrice, it might work thrice. This is a Pat McGrath eyeshadow. It's a single shadow. Oh. It's a single shadow I bought at a TJ Maxx. It's in the shade Sextrovert. I made a video like 6 years ago about how sometimes I buy makeup purely because the name of it is fun, and this is a solid gold example of that. Sort of a, well, it's not really smoky, it's just bronze, like a golden bronze. And I don't want to go too heavy on this because I find that even though it looks very pretty when I'm up close in my mirror putting a sparkly eyeshadow on my lid, when I zoom back out and have to go through life, it makes me look kind of sleepy. Actually, the amount that I just put on is probably enough. You know, I don't really believe that literally if I sit in my apartment all the time, one day I'll wander into my kitchen and the love of my life will just be in there making me a cup of English breakfast tea. Of course that wouldn't make any sense. It would mean that someone broke into my apartment, which is of course my greatest fear. But you know, there's a whole genre of TikTok of women, this is a crazy thing to say and I recognize that, almost like emotionally self-harming via Hinge, where it's like, have you enjoyed being on a date since you started making TikToks about it? I don't think so. You seem miserable. And I understand that dating and romance is very much a numbers game, but beloved, it seems as though the chips are down. And if we were in Vegas right now, I would tell you to fold and walk away. This is hour 8 at the blackjack table, and your next Annie is gonna be your mortgage. Let's go back up to the room. Let's order you a grilled cheese and some tomato soup on room service. Let's wrap you up in a blanket, and let's put on some Bachelor in Paradise. I think it's looking a little harsh over here. Where's my big fluffy brush that I used before? Guys, what did you do with it? Anyway, like, I'm already bored of talking about dating and romance. I don't care. I'm gonna go back in with that same taupe I used initially and just make this a little bit smoother, which is something I do at some point in like every video I've ever made doing makeup, because I'm not that great at it and I make a lot of mistakes with eyeshadow because it's hard. I don't know to what extent beauty vloggers started talking about this, but like having a lot of eyeshadow, especially when it's a lot of eyeshadow that you didn't buy yourself, is actually extraordinarily stress-inducing, because it's like, I gotta use all this. Should I do a wing on my eyeliner? That also limits what I can wear, you know? If I have an eyeliner wing on, I can't go super turbo nutso crazy fashion killer on the runway with it, can I? Because then it's gonna be just too much. A couple millimeters of paint on my eyelids are gonna completely limit my wardrobe options. I don't know. I also don't do eyeliner very often now, like winged liquid eyeliner, so I'm a bit rusty with it. I know what I'll do. I'm gonna put on just a normal standard brown pencil liner, and if it doesn't feel like enough, then I'll put on some winged liner. I was about to apologize for wildly jumping from topic to topic, but that's literally what every single video of me putting on my makeup has ever been forever, so who cares? This is from NYX. You can tell I like it because all of the text on it has completely rubbed off. It's a retractable eye pencil and it's dark brown. There's this YouTube video, cycling back a little bit to the topic of being alone and loneliness, that I used to watch all the time when I was in high school. I think it's called like How to Be Alone or something. And it's this very sweet, poetic twee video. It's like a recitation of a poem about being alone that is acted out by a person, and there's really sweet animations to go along with it. Andrea Dorfman is the YouTube channel it's hosted on. It has 9.9 million views, and it was posted 14 years ago. Oh my god. I love it. It's like a really sweet video, and it's very funny to me that I was 16 searching up how to be alone. And it's like, I understand that teenagers obviously experience loneliness, but I had like a lot of friends and a great relationship with my mom. Like, I could just go downstairs and not be alone anymore. Like, what was I so sad about exactly? I don't know. When you're a teenager, everything feels like it's the end of the world. That's why I was such a bad teacher, because I was too empathetic with my students. I'd be like, well, you're not really supposed to like have your phone out, and you're not really supposed to be like standing on the table dancing. You're not really supposed to be like screaming across the room and yelling. But I understand what you're going through internally, and like just the anxieties that are specific to your developmental stage, and like, I guess I could let it slide. I left after a year because I was not good at it. But anyway, this video was really helpful to me when I was a teenager and I was emotional and everything felt like it was so important. And I haven't revisited it since I was in college, which is another time it was ridiculous for me to be feeling sad and alone, because again, I had a billion friends. And it was even more ridiculous because it's like, hey girl, go outside. Your friends are outside on the lawn smoking hookah right now because it's Sarah Lawrence. So of course they are. I didn't start really experiencing depression until I was like 23, the worst possible age a person can be, when I was teaching middle school. And it was the same thing. It's like, well, you are punching me right now, but you're also 12, so it's gotta be like Mad Max Thunderdome inside your head right now. I understand. Punch away. It's fine. You know, I don't think I'm gonna do an eyeliner wing. I saw on TikTok that there's a burgeoning scene of mocking millennial style restaurants with the exposed brick and the rustic wood and the string lights and the Edison lamps and the backless stools and the picnic tables and the $17 burger with no included sides and the big ass ice cream sundae with the slice of cake and the cherry pie and the donut on it. You know, that whole of the thematic core of millennials is hope. It's optimism. It's earnestness. Without it, how could BuzzFeed have thrived the way it did? Without sheer, beaming, unironic earnestness, nothing that millennials have ever created could have happened. Because if they had a shred, if we had a shred of internalized cringe phobia, if we feared how something would be received, we would never be able to thrive how we did. If the first guy to go a couple of months without a haircut, who fashioned himself a bun, was like, you know what? I'm not gonna go outside with this hairstyle. I'm gonna put a hat on, shamefully walk to my local barbershop, and get a reasonable haircut for an adult man. He didn't think that though. He was like, oh my god, this looks so cool. It's a bun, but I'm also a man. It's a man bun. Oh my god, I have to start a business where I sell beard wax. It's our nature. It's the nature of the millennial to believe in ourselves and our ideas. You know, it's something that has fallen to the wayside recently as millennials have gotten older and the natural optimism of being in your 20s has slipped away from them. And younger millennials like myself are in sort of a strange position, because when I was younger, I saw that hope, I saw that optimism. When I was in college, I lived it. But then it all slipped away from me too. And there's still a germ of it inside of me, but I fear so much watering it and bringing it out into the sun, because now I'm an adult that's rubbing elbows with adults that are younger and older than me. And the younger adults, that hope doesn't grow inside of them the way it does me. They don't understand it, they laugh at it. And being laughed at is so scary that I think a lot of millennials like myself, and including me, very much including me, have snuffed out that little flame of hope and earnestness to avoid being mocked. It's so sad. And I have inadvertently contributed to the cringe phobia. I've contributed to the death of millennial earnestness because of my stupid millennial pause video. And the worst part of it was that my fellow millennials didn't laugh with me. They thought I was laughing at them. They thought because of my beautiful luminous skin that I was some snot-nosed Gen Z brat making fun of them, just like they'd been mocked for their side parts and their skinny jeans and their Harry Potter bugs. And they shunned me. They yelled at me and they shunned me. I was just making an observation. And they hated me for it. And now I'm an outcast among my own kind. The millennial black sheep. When I hear about the millennial pause now, when I see it referenced online, when I look in the mirror, I don't see Nisa Nisi Pisa staring back at me. I see Nisa Oppenheimer Pisa. Now I am become ironic detachment, destroyer of whimsy. I'm gonna use the Essence Lash Princess mascara. I also bought this like stupid curling lash base from Essence because I got an Ulta gift card from my mom for Christmas, and recently I decided to let her rip a little bit. I'm gonna do my mascara off camera in traditional beauty YouTuber fashion because it's a boring thing to watch and it's annoying to edit. You get it. You go like eep, eep, eep on your eyelashes until you look like a haunted Victorian doll. You get it. Okay, I'm back and I look very beautiful, but probably too beautiful. Like too normal, basic, natural, pretty. I have to do something a little bit more avant-garde or I'll die. I'm gonna take this blue eyeliner. This is the Maybelline Tattoo Studio Sharpenable Gel Pencil in Galactic Cobalt. Oh my God, what a fun name. It's bright blue. This is my favorite shade of blue to wear in my eyes. I have like, I think 4 products now that are this exact shade of blue. I have this. This is the Kiko Super Color liquid eyeliner in the shade 6. This is the Violette Fr paint in De Bleu, which is so stunning, super matte, kind of hard to apply. I love it so much. It's very gorgeous, beautiful. And then this is also from Kiko. This is the Maxi Mod mascara in the shade 01. It's blue. I'm gonna keep that up here for a second. But I'm gonna take this blue eyeliner and I'm gonna put it on my inner lower lash line. Ugh. This eyeliner gets pretty vibrant when I wear it on my normal lash line. I don't need it to be super vibrant this time, so I'm okay with it not being like crazy bright. Whenever I put eyeliner on my inner waterline, I tend not to bring it all the way across as a personal preference. Ugh! I like that. I like that. I'm gonna put a little bit more. I'm gonna take my Kiko mascara and I'm gonna put it on my lower lash line, which is very daring for me. I almost never wear mascara on my lower lash line because I think it looks bad on me. But now I'm going with a theme, though who cares if it looks bad? It's coordinated, so it automatically looks good. And nobody can say anything about me because if they do, I'll start screaming at the top of my lungs and I won't stop until I'm sedated. I think I look nice. What do you think? Can't really see it on camera. That's fine. I can see it. Since I'm wearing blue on my eyes now, I'm gonna go kinda neutral-er on my cheeks than I would otherwise. This was originally an orange powder blush from Juvia's Place that I turned into a cream blush because as a powder blush, it was a little bit too pigmented and it made it hard to apply. But as a cream, I can build it up a lot more easily. I'm using a big fluffy brush for this. I do not like applying cream blushes with my fingers because my fingers spread stuff around and my brush blends it in. I actually need my brush to take away a little bit of the pigment and not, you know, apply all of it to my skin at once. My fingers can't do that, which is why I like using brushes for cream blushes. I like to keep all of my motions when I'm applying blush like up and down as opposed to side to side. Like I go side to side, but I don't swipe side to side. That's how you get streaks. Because I wear cream blush so much, I have kind of just stopped wearing highlighter ever because my cheeks are always kind of shiny. I'm gonna put some powder on. This is the ColourPop Loose No Filter Setting Powder in the translucent shade. I used to use caramel, which is brown, but I found that this works better for layering. Caramel looked good if I was doing exactly one pass of powder, a thin veil all over my face. But if I ever decided to go back into an area with the powder, it just started looking a little bit cakey. And like I was wearing foundation, which I never want to look like. I hate foundation and I never wear it. Now I'm gonna lie to you a little bit. I have this isosceles triangle of beauty marks on my face. I have this really obvious one right above my lip, but I also have one here on my cheek and one here on my other cheek. And I'm gonna use eyeliner to make these two a little bit more visible. I used to do this when I was in college and then I stopped because I wanted to be more natural, and then I started again because I wanted to be more glamorous. And that's where we are now. This is another eyeliner from Kiko. It's part of the same line as my blue one. This is the shade 9. It's dark brown. Kiko makes really like stay in place ass eyeliners. I used to use a waterproof one from them that survived swimming in the literal ocean. Smudgeless. It had the consistency of turpentine. I hated it. Now, a little bit of setting spray. This is the Makeup Revolution Super Fix. You don't have to, I put nail polish on it. I drizzled a bunch of nail polish on it one day when I was bored. Whatever, it's fine. What do you expect me to do? I'm surrounded by little bottles of colorful goo and liquid and powders. I'm gonna make potions, you know? I'm literally only human. I'm not really thinking about lips right now because I don't have to leave for like 2.5 hours. But for the sake of this video, let's put a lip on. This is just lip balm. It's from EOS. I bought it because I needed to hit a cart total on Ulta to get free shipping. It smells like birthday cake and it works just fine. I'm gonna take this liquid lipstick from Stila. This, I don't know what shade it is. The sticker fell off. And I'm gonna just like put a little bit on my fingertip and then I'm gonna tap it onto my lips gently and softly and gingerly and romantically and sensually. Just a little bit. And then I'm gonna put lip gloss on. This is the Too Faced lip injection, but I added sparkly shimmer to it. Actually, it's a different Too Faced lip gloss. Actually, it's a different Too Faced lip injection gloss, and I mixed them together. I also put a little gem on the end of it. Okay, this is my look for the Oscars party. I loved working with Denis Villeneuve. He's one of the superstars of Canadian filmmaking. I've always said that. Yes, I caught up with Ray Fiennes backstage and I told him if you don't win Best Actor, I'm bombing the building. Really my only hope for tonight is for the Academy to correct their mistake and finally give Rock of Ages the Best Picture Oscar that it has deserved for the past decade. That's what I'm looking forward to. Now I have to figure out what I'm wearing. It's like this feels like not enough. It's also feels kind of costumey. This is very Mad Men 60s. This is not a complete unknown 60s. So, in contrast, this is too much. This is a bridesmaid's gown. You know, like if I wear this to the Oscars watch party and there's a single motherfucker in jeans, I'm gonna feel like a total goober. Oh God, I look so gorgeous though! Ah! Come up and see me sometime. Jesus Christ. This is fine. This works. suppose. It's kind of boring. It's kind of funereal. I look fine in it. I don't want to wear this. I also don't know what shoes I'd wear with this. I have only ever worn this dress before in the spring, and it's really cold today. I'm like really struggling with this. Next. Okay, we found it. This is it. This is the one. This is what I'm wearing. I got this from Eloquii secondhand, so I didn't pay Eloquii prices for it. I like this dress because it's really comfortable, but it's also very beautiful. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna like put on earrings and stuff, and then I'm gonna leave. I was watching a TikTok the other day, and it was a completely normal situation, and then the girl making it was like, I guess I'll just ask ChatGPT to... Yeah, I have stopped listening because I've realized you are stupid. So these are the earrings that I'm wearing. They're little suns. I just realized that like me wearing this red dress, you know what else is red? Many of the robes the cardinals wear in Conclave, the film that is going to win Best Picture inevitably tonight. So that's great. I'm definitely like, should I, wait a minute. Should I wear my rosary? Conclave! Should I wear different earrings though? Yeah, because my rosary beads are silver. Well, there's silver accent in my crucifix. Wait, but my eyeshadow is so bronzy. But there's blue in it though. You say I only hear what I'm gonna wear my big drop earrings, which are gold and silver. I might not keep the rosary beads on for the entire night. These are my my grandmother's, my paternal grandmother's. She left her iconography to me when she passed away. These have been imbued with the faith of a pious woman. So that means Conclave is gonna win. I feel ridiculous. I'm gonna take the rosary beads off. I feel silly. I'm gonna take the beads off. No, I'm gonna keep them on. I don't know. Do I look stupid? I don't know what I'm gonna do. Either way, I've taken up enough of your time. Everybody vote for Conclave. Stanley Tucci, Jonathan Lithgow, Ray Fiennes, Carlos Diaz, Isabella Rossellini. No other film exists other than Conclave. No other film has actually ever been released other than Conclave. Thank you, Conclave. I'm gonna take the rosary beads off. I feel a little blasphemous. I might bring them with me though. Okay, that's it. I love you so much. Bye bye, thank you for watching. It's too late to start, got your eye, I don't believe any of I